The Arch Gaming Network is proud to bring you this board game review. Now here's your host, Sean Smith.
Hello, and thank you for stopping by. Today we are taking a look at Jack the Ripper by Crip Monkey Games. Now before we get started, I kind of wanted to show you the packaging that the game came in. I picked this game up at the Daikon convention that just happened over the past weekend, and I really love the way that they've packaged this game. Now this is the deluxe version, but I don't know, just thematically, I thought it was really cool. You know, a nice little wooden tag that came with it, which I don't know if that looks backwards. Well, it looks upside down for sure. Anyway, and it came with a button, but that was more of a Daikon exclusive. Again, what you're about to see in this review is the deluxe version. I'll point out the components that are included in that deluxe version. Now the game takes place in the world of Jack the Ripper, so you're transported back to the late 1800s. And you and your party are in a warehouse, and you know that someone in your party is Jack the Ripper, but you're not sure which one. So you're going to be using scavenged items to try and take out and destroy Jack the Ripper before he destroys all of the partygoers. If Jack can destroy all of the partygoers, Jack wins. If the scavengers can find and hunt down Jack the Ripper and take him out, they win. Why don't we take a look at the setup to the game, how it's played, and I'll give you my thoughts on the other side. Alright, the way to set up the game is very simple. You have a deck of item cards. You're going to shuffle those, place them in the center. You have the Ripper deck, and you're going to shuffle those and place them in their spot, which is here, not the other one. Now, you have these character cards, alright, and depending on the number of players, one person is going to be Jack the Ripper. And then you have Clement Morgan, Walter Bennett, Victoria Beatty, and Elizabeth Chase. If you have 4 players, we're going to set up for 5 players, so you'll play with all 5 characters. Otherwise, you would just remove one at random, secretly, and then shuffle Jack in with the rest of them, and then hand everybody a card. Now, before we go any further, I did want to mention that this player mat is in the deluxe version. All right. In the just the base version, you'll have these life counter cards, and each player will get one of those. And then you have the life counter tokens. Now, in the deluxe version, you're getting these. You have a choice between these are, they call them blood tokens.
Ew.
And then they also had some frosted ones. Each player is going to get one, and they're going to set their life to 15, and then you have this blue icon. You're going to find out who's going to be the first player. Whoever that is, you're going to put that token on the Ripper event spot. Each player is going to get 3 cards from the item deck, and now you're all set up, ready to play. Okay, the object of the game is that if you are not Jack the Ripper, you are part of the scavengers, and your job is to try and find Jack and reduce his health all the way to 0. Now, in our example, Jack is right over here. Now, before the game begins, before any players take their turns, they're going to look through their hand of event cards that they have, and if any of the players have the pint of Irish whiskey, then they have to play that card immediately and reveal their character. Now, if that character, again, taking a look at this card, if the character is Jack, then he has to reveal himself, and he immediately gets to take a card from the Ripper deck. Alright, let's say this player over here had the Irish whiskey. They would just turn over their card, It's Victoria Beatty. Now every player knows that she is not Jack. Now, starting with the first player, it'd be the player that has the blue icon. They will draw one card from the event deck or item deck, and then they can choose from their hand a card, or actually cards to play, and I'll show you what I mean in just a moment. So for example, this card here says target player loses 4 life. That means that this player will choose one of the other players to lose 4 life. Well, probably not going to assign it over here to Victoria because we already know she's not Jack, so maybe he would target this player because he doesn't know. Then that player would have to lose 4 life. And there are other cards in here like that. You know, target player loses 3 life. This one is place this card on the Ripper deck. This particular card, if you play it, it goes on top of this Ripper deck, and that means that when it's time to draw from this deck, you can't. This item card allows you to take the cards from another player's hands and choose one from their hand and steal it and place it into your hand. And then you have some cards that have this little symbol down here. This is an elixir symbol. Whenever you have that kind of symbol, that means that you can play this as a free action. So in this particular case, it says play at any time, target player gains up to 5 life. So let's say this player here played that card, all right? They would get to move up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, they can only go to the max of 15, but because it's an elixir card, they can now turn around and play, say, another card, such as target another player, and they would lose 1 life. Of course, one of the coolest item cards that you have is this particular one. This one says that the target player must switch character cards with the player of your choice. So if you play this card, you can choose another player, even yourself, to switch characters. So that's a good way for Jack to get rid of himself as being Jack and to switch it up with another player in order to try to survive that particular round. Now, players are not allowed to show what character they are unless they played a card that allows them to reveal. If you play an event that allows you to reveal a character, you can do that. You could say pretty much anything you want. You can claim to be anyone you want. There aren't a whole lot of rules of what you can and cannot say. It's just you cannot reveal your character card to any other player. Players will take turns going around, taking an item card, playing an item or items if they use the elixir, using and resolving those effects until it gets all the way, this player finishes his turn, and then it comes to the Ripper event. So before you move on to the next round, a Ripper card will come out. Now these Ripper cards are very, very powerful. Now whenever it comes to the player that has the Ripper event in front of them, they're the ones that should be grabbing from this pile. But you have some examples of cards such as this one where your party comes across a gruesome sight. All players must discard down to 1 item card. Jack, of course, could reveal himself if he's not already revealed to avoid having to do this. This is a particularly nasty one. This allows Jack to take all of the characters who are still in the game, reshuffle those character cards, and then deal them back out. The Sense Weakness card allows Jack to reveal himself and then target another player, and that player is murdered. No! Of course, if Jack is revealed, Jack can pick up a player and take them out as well. Some of the cards just allow you to take out another player. So this one says, take out Clement Morgan. And if Clement Morgan is already out, Jack can heal himself up to 5 life. So this one is a particularly nasty card. This one says that for any player that has the highest life total, they are eliminated from the game. So if there are multiple, say Jack here had been revealed and had life points at 8, this character over here had 13, these two had 15, and this one had 14, these two characters would then be immediately eliminated. All right, so after the Jack card is played, the token will move to the next player. This player now becomes the starting player. Everyone will start again going around, and the game will continue playing this way until either Jack has been eliminated, or if Jack has eliminated all of the other players down to 0. And that is how you play Jack the Ripper. Okay, so that is Jack the Ripper. Now, you know what? This is a pretty fun game, and is very fast to play. It's one of those types of games where you're going to want to play it several times over before you're finished with it for the evening. Everybody's going to want to take that turn to be Jack if they can, and see if they can get away with it. Now, there are a lot of, hidden character type of games kind of trying to deduce who is the character that everyone needs to get rid of. But one of the things that this game does differently is that it's not enough just to know who that person is, but you have to try to eliminate them to win the game. And because of those Jack cards that come out, those things are quite powerful and can quickly change turn the tides of the game against the scavengers. Those Jack cards need to be powerful because it is one versus all, especially once you find out who that Jack character is. Now, another thing I like about the game is how portable it is. If you have the base game, it just comes in just a standard card-sized box, maybe just a little hair bigger, but it's so easy to take with you. Even if you did have the deluxe version, it's still a small footprint. It's so easy to take with you. You saw the bag that it was in during the opener, to be able to take all those components with you. The player mat, if you do get the deluxe version, is very nicely done. Has really good color, good artwork on it. I think the cards have good artwork on them too. Now, I do wonder if the Jack the Ripper character is a little underpowered in the game. And what I mean by that is I've played this game 15 to 20 times with 4 players. There was another table nearby that was playing with 5 players. Now, in our game, Jack only won once out of those 15 to 20 times, however many times that we had played. But at the other table, I was told that Jack won much more often. So I'm not quite sure if maybe we just weren't getting the right Jack cards to come out, or what it was that was causing Jack to have such a hard time winning in our game. But regardless of that, the game really is fun. Using the different items that the scavengers have, or seeing what comes out on the Jack cards, really makes the game exciting because you're never really quite sure what's going to happen. And then having to try and get Jack trying to get the other players, get them out of the game, and trying to see who they're going to attack, and the scavengers trying to do the same, trying to block Jack's moves. There's a lot going on in such a quick and fun game that they've put together here. Now, I'd say as far as the types of cards, whether it's the event cards or the Jack cards that are in it, there's a good variety of them. I know the game kind of just came out. I kind of hope that maybe they'll do like a mini expansion later, maybe add some more cards that will kind of mix up the game and add to some of the replayability in it. But still very fun. I think they've done a really good job with this game, and for me, I give this game an 8. Now, if you've enjoyed this review, I hope you take a minute to hit the like button below. Take a moment to subscribe to our channel and check out our other great videos. And once again, I thank you for stopping by.
Thank you for visiting the Arch Gaming Network. For more great content, check us out at archgamingnetwork.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook.